This week on Music Worth Buying, we'll be discussing Canterbury Girls by Lily and Madeleine.
And Sigma from the Alarm.
Hey everybody, this is TJR. I'm a musician and a music writer.
And my name is Robert Kinsler, and I'm a music writer and a musician.
And welcome to another episode of Music Worth Buying. This is the show where we each find an album that we are very excited to share with each other and with you. And we're going to hear each other's reactions for the first time and get your reactions too. And so I'm going to start off today with an album entitled Canterbury Girls. It's by Lily and Madeleine. They are sisters. And this is their fourth album. But I will be honest, this is my first exposure to them. This is the first I've ever heard of them. On this particular album, they happen to be working with the production team, and hopefully I get these names right, Daniel Tashin and Ian Fitchuk, who both won a Grammy for their work with Casey Musgraves, who I know you like quite a bit.
Big fan
and
of
I've
hers.
enjoyed some of her albums too. And this is not going to sound anything like that, however. We do have, of course, two female artists who are sisters whose voices just blend in an incredibly gorgeous, beautiful way. And as far as the production is at times best described as ethereal, dreamlike. But overall, this is a really beautiful album filled with just incredibly beautiful songs. And we're going to start off by listening to one right now that is entitled Analog Love. Here we go.
'Cause it's old school, 'cause it's real. Do my best to make you feel hopelessly devoted. I want an analog love, something slow and sweet. Give me an analog love, wanna feel the earth underneath our feet.
Now, that's my first exposure to Lily and Madeleine. I may have heard them before on public radio, but I don't recall the song Analog Love before. Just love it on a first listen. It kind of, and of course, I only heard it, this one time, kind of like a cross between Jenny Lewis and First Aid Kit, but more of a kind of a wistful, kind of dreamlike quality, I guess is what you would say, element to it. So it's very original, but yeah, I just, on a first listen, very impressed by that.
Yeah, it feels like something you hear in a beautiful dream.
Yeah.
It feels like, I describe it as it feels like a million starry nights. Is the best words I can, if I want to be poetic about it, or try to be poetic.
Yeah, good description.
So this album here, I've got the CD version here, and it comes in a standard jewel case. Here's the back cover. And the inside here is an insert. This is actually a fold-out insert, and I'll go ahead here and open this up here. It has like a little mini poster here on the back. Inside, it has some more photos and credits. Sadly, no lyrics. I would have liked lyrics, but it is a lot of very beautiful photographs, though. And that is very nice, too.
Yeah, very nice.
Then let me see if there's anything else to see here. There is the actual CD. Hopefully, I'm getting a lot of glare there. Let's try to pull it out. There we go. And then, of course, another photograph here on the inside.
We'll do it like that so people can see it. There we go.
There we go. Thank you.
And
Yeah, a
then
lot of
on
glare.
the back, you can see it. There you go.
Yeah, a lot of glare there. But
Pesky lights.
But yeah, it's the music is beautiful. The photography is beautiful. I wish there had been lyrics. That's one of my few complaints about it. If there was anything else I might say about this album, a lot of the songs are kind of have like you said, this wistful quality, and they're all amazing. There are a few where they get a bit more up tempo. There's one where they even really kind of capture an old style Motown sound. Within that ethereal wistfulness that this album that primarily permeates this album. And also, I should mention, I've not heard their previous albums. I should mention that again because I don't know if their previous albums sounded different to this. If this was a new direction, if this was a certain sound for this album, and if previous albums sounded different. If anybody is more familiar with this artist and has heard the previous albums, feel free to share that with us and let us know. I'm going to play another song here. This one is called Supernatural Sadness. Now, this one is one of the more upbeat tracks. And this one actually has a very strong 70s pop / disco, and I use that word gently,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to give
Okay.
too much of a wrong impression, but a very strong 70s pop dance vibe.
Uh-huh.
And it's very fun, very enjoyable track. And let's listen to this one. It's called Supernatural Sadness.
Heavenly host, but is a ghost. Isn't it nice not to feel supernatural sadness? Only ever brought me down with you. Magnetic madness. Vision of a heartbreak coming.
Before I get your views on this now, there was a point I was trying to make right before the break that kind of got lost. I was talking about how so many of the songs are beautiful. There's this ethereal quality to them. They're all wonderful. There are a few that are more upbeat. If I had any complaint about this album, and it's a very minor complaint, is that there weren't a few more upbeat songs to kind of balance the album out a little bit more, like this last one we just heard, which has a bit more of a
little pickup,
bit
a
more
little
upbeat,
bit.
picks
Yeah.
up a bit more.
Yeah.
It has that strong 70s dance vibe, though it's a bit mellower. It's a very mellow 70s dance type hit, in my opinion. But I can picture it on 70s radio. I really can. But I wish there had been a little bit more of that. But I can't complain too much about this because every song is just so gorgeous. You know, every song is gorgeous, and I feel almost bad complaining about it.
Yeah, no,
but I'm still going to complain.
I think I follow you. So in other words, if any one of these songs came on, let's say the radio, you totally love it. But when you're listening to the complete album, you wish there was a few more, perhaps peaks and valleys,
just
kind
a
of
few
thing.
more, which is not to say I'm not enjoying
Yeah.
the album.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really am enjoying this album from start to finish. When I listen to it all the way through, if I'm in the car or if I'm at home doing stuff and just whatever, I'm really enjoying hearing this album. If I could talk to the girls, I would say maybe just a few more upbeat tracks next time.
Yeah.
If I was their manager, with the cigar, hey, maybe a few more upbeat tracks next time, kids, something like that. But
That's funny.
But yeah, I just can't recommend this album enough.
Yeah.
Lily and Madeleine, Canterbury Girls.
Yeah, I like that. Well, thanks for
And-
bringing that in and introducing their music to me. That's
Good.
impressive.
Good. And so what do you have for us?
So I've actually brought in the latest album from The Alarm, the band out of Wales, and this is called Sigma. This is kind of like part two of their album that came out last year, which was called Equals. Matter of fact, they even have a reprise of one of the albums from that album on this album. And but what I will say about this album, it is just fantastic. Mike Peters, who's such a passionate songwriter. A lot of his lyrics might be a little straightforward for some folks. In other words, they're not maybe known for, maybe
Subtlety or nuance?
Yeah. Not always, but I'm telling you, the songs resonate. They connect with you. I mean, literally on a first or second listen, you've taken these songs into your heart and into your own. I just love this album, and this is one of these albums where, like I was just saying, I mean, a couple of these songs, I heard them one time and then I had to repeat them because I already loved them so much. That doesn't always happen when you've listened to as much music as we have. You almost like your brain can go on overflow. But just love this album. It came out in summer of 2019 and is just going to be one of my favorite albums of the year, I think.
Good.
And what I thought we'd do is let's listen to the first track off the album because it features a special guest, guitarist Billy Duffy of the Cult.
Okay.
And I think it's a really good teaming of the talents of Mike Peters with Billy Duffy. And let's listen to a little bit of that song.
Sure.
And the song is called Blood Red Viral Black.
Absolutely.
Let's hear a little bit of that.
Red, viral black. Don't step on the cracks. Blood red, viral black. Always under attack. You think I'd never cast a vote before? You'd never think I'd try.
I should first state that The Alarm is one of those 80 bands that I'm aware of. I know some of their hits, but I'm not that intimately well connected with their
okay.
music. I haven't had. They're one band that I just haven't gotten around to
Yeah,
yet that
yeah.
much. But I can definitely hear from what I have heard of The Alarm, the difference of having a different guitarist like this join them for this track.
yeah.
It definitely adds a darker feel to it. It definitely gives it a much raw emotion and sound. I like the song. I don't think that these lyrics are not subtle or not
yeah.
nuanced. I think the lyrics are really good.
This song's good, and this is actually a song I don't specifically know what this one means.
Uh-huh.
What I mean about that, I guess, is that a lot of times Mike Peters, when he wants to deliver a message,
He just delivers
like the next song we're going to be hearing in a minute, and I'll talk about that one maybe at length after we hear a little bit of it. That one, there's no mystery to what he's singing about in it, but part of me why it connects so there's such an immediacy to it with his lyrics a lot of times is because they kind of bludgeon you in an artful way.
And there are ways, like I said, it's a fine line. There are sometimes when I feel like I'm being bludgeoned with a message, it's like, forget it.
Yeah.
But then there are times you can bludgeon a person with a message and you say it just the right way.
Exactly.
You have just the small amount of nuance you need
Exactly.
to where it gets, there's no mistaking what they're talking about, but you get it.
Exactly.
And it doesn't feel like you're
think
being
of a great
preached at.
song, and not that these sound similar, but like when George Harrison sang Taxman. I mean, the lyrics are very obvious. What he's talking about, how they were being taxed to death, but it was still artfully done, and that's what I would say about Mike Peters. He does songs that are straightforward. You generally know what he's singing about, but they are done in a good creative way. He's a great lyricist. So, but yeah, I really like that. And like I said, unfortunately I don't have the finished album yet.
Well, it's not out yet as we're filming
It's not.
this.
Yeah, as we're filming it, it hasn't come out yet.
So you've got an advanced
So
copy
I have an
here.
advanced copy, but I will say the songs are just amazing, and we're not going to be hearing. But the other great thing for longtime Alarm fans is Dave Sharp, who was the original lead guitarist. Does come back as a guest artist on one of the songs. We're not going to be hearing that, but I was so great to see that he came back to join forces again with Mike Peters for a song, and that song is very different than the one we just heard. The next song I want to talk about, and maybe we'll listen to it a little bit and then talk about it, and this song is called Time.
Time, okay.
And let's check a little
check
bit
it
of that
out,
one
yeah.
out.
This is your life. These are your days. So make them the best you can. While you still got time.
You know, I was expecting that after that last song, that this song wouldn't have that same level of aggressiveness. But this song to me was even more aggressive in some ways than what we just heard. I enjoyed this song.
Yeah.
I probably even liked it a little bit more.
Yeah,
to be honest.
it's my favorite song on the album, and I love the album, but I just like kind of the message in it, and it really hit me. Maybe because more than likely half my life is gone.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it in the rearview mirror, but he's basically saying, hey, take advantage of every day you have.
Yeah.
Make the best of it, make it count.
Yeah.
And I think, whether we're shooting the show or getting together with good friends or whatever, going to work, whatever you're doing, just try to, don't just wait for the next vacation, but make here and now
Make the most
matter.
of that day.
And it's funny, it's like a cliche to talk about it, but
Yeah.
I think here, like I said, it's such a powerful song, and Mike Peters is such a wonderful singer. He really delivers that in spades, I think. You know.
And I mean, you've mentioned that he had to battle leukemia during the 90s.
I think, and I don't remember the exact dates, but he had a very well publicized bout, and he beat that, and I think he's definitely has a special appreciation of the gift of life and how much it counts.
Exactly, yeah.
And at such a young age when he had that battle that he was doing, and it's funny about ageism, and I don't know if people know, and you can go on Wikipedia and find this. There was a point where the Alarm, probably in the early 90s, were like it happens to a lot of artists, and when they get maybe into their 30s or whatnot, they stop getting played. So they actually came out with, they rebranded themselves, where they came out as the Poppy Fields, and they did a video where they got a bunch of young kids to portray them, and then they had a hit, I think, especially in the UK, and then they fessed up like, hey, that's actually the Alarm, but it shows kind of some of the roadblocks. And like I said, Mike Peters has I think a very good appreciation of time, and that's why, again, the song is called Time, and it's just one of many great songs on this album, on Sigma.
And that's the reason why we don't use the O word on this show when we talk about music artists. We will say mature,
Right.
we'll say veteran,
Right.
but we will not use the O word.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, thanks for bringing your album in too.
Yes, that's Lily and Madeleine, Canterbury Girls.
And this is the Alarm, and the album is called Sigma. And since this is the part 2, make sure you get the band's album that came out last year, and that one is called Equals. So get
part
Equals, Equals, and get Sigma, and listen to them together. And I think it'll be a pretty revealing and pretty powerful experience.
Thanks for the tip on that. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, have you had a chance to hear these? What are your thoughts? Tell us what you think. Are you thinking now that you'd like to hear these? And like I said, you can stream these. Not only you can stream these on Spotify, Tidal Music, Apple Music, Amazon Music. More than likely, you'll be able to stream the entire albums on YouTube. But let us know what you think, and would you consider purchasing these? Would you want to get them on CD or vinyl? Let us know. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you like what we're doing, please be sure to click like, click subscribe, smash the notifications icon, ring the bell as they're saying nowadays, so you can know when we release new videos. And if you want to help us make more videos, please consider becoming a patron supporter. If enough people pledge just the cost of a cup of coffee, it's going to make a huge difference in the types of videos we get to make and the frequency with which we can make them. And so we hope you'll show your support. And even if you can't, still, thank you for watching. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye.